Welcome to the History Help channel. We are learning about historiography, and today we will look into some of the modern historiographers. Under modern historiography, today we will be looking into the Enlightenment period. So, who were the historiographers during the Enlightenment period? To recap, what is Enlightenment period? The Enlightenment period was from the 1637 to 1804 AD. It was mainly opposed to the church, and it was opposed to everything supernatural. It was the said to be the age of light, reason, and illumination. So, reason was given more importance during Enlightenment period. Latin was discarded, and everything old was considered uh, dark and discarded. So, it was more to do with man's mind and reasoning. Okay, so one of the prominent historiographers are Voltaire and Gibbon. Both of them will be studying in this lesson. So coming to Voltaire, he was a French person. He inaugurated the Enlightenment School. So he was born in 1694. Death was in 1778 AD. So he was born in Paris, and he wrote a lot of books. He was a court poet, so he was an author of a lot of poems. He also wrote several books. Some of them are Age of Louis XIV and Philosophy of History. Then there is History of Russia under Peter the Great. Uh, he was so in all these books, his humor and wit is evident. He was against church. He was also gave more importance to reason, just reason and rational mind. So he was a very restless, as a person, he was quite restless. He was exiled to London. He was very much impressed with London. That is because of their liberal ideas. And he felt that French could learn from London a lot. He gave more importance to reason, and he believed that Greeks lessons and Greek narratives are full of reason. So his stress was on Greeks rather than on church or something supernatural. He also stressed on religious freedom. And that is what he felt was most important. Rather than keeping church at the center, he said religious freedom is of utmost importance. So he influenced Edward Gibbon, who came later on. And some of the quotes, his famous quotes are, history is a trick we play upon the dead. And second quote of his, which Voltaire is famous, is, history is but a chronicle of crimes and misfortunes. Now, history is but a chronicle of crimes and misfortunes. He told that because he felt that uh, he was talking about the corrupt government and inefficient government of running through his day. So that is why he said when the ruler is corrupt, the only thing that you get is crime and misfortune. So in his book Age of Louis XIV, he talks about the monarch Louis, and he neither exaggerates, neither criticizes. So he has been just. So it was not as if he was against rulers. So, for this quote, history is a trick we play upon the dead. He always felt that history is not supposed to be a guide. It is not supposed to be a guide, or it's not supposed to be a teacher. So it is just what he says, that imagination is more important in history. So that is why he says history is a trick we play upon the dead. So he unlike the Roman historiographers, who believe that some of them believe that history's main purpose is to teach and instruct. Voltaire was not of that opinion. He felt it is insufficient as a guide. Okay, so the next person we will talk about is Edward Gibbon. He was an English historiographer, and basically he was also influenced by Voltaire. He was born in 1737, died in 1794. He was of London school, and he had a great love for reading. So he had a grandfather's access, his grandfather's library he had access to, and he read a lot. So that influenced his reading and writing. So his literary style was very good. It was very accurate. One of the popular books of his was Decline and Fall of Roman Empire, which is written in 6 volumes. That talks about Roman Empire, and also it talks about the early growth of Christianity. He too, like Voltaire, felt gave more importance to freedom of thought rather than supernatural powers. So he gave stress on political freedom. He felt that if there is political freedom, then there would be happiness, and there will be happiness. It will be stable, so there will be progress. And he was very harsh on Christianity because he was a product of Enlightenment period. The only problem is, though he was accurate and he felt that he was a good historian, he gave more focus on institutions and less on common person. So overall, he was a great historian, and he says in his autobiography that the purpose of reading should be to help in thinking. So that was one of his famous quotes. Other historiographers of this period is Rousseau, who wrote Social Contract. He did not write much, but he influenced a lot because Rousseau gave the thoughts of liberty, equality, and fraternity, which later influenced the French Revolution. So he was a very good influencer, but he did not write much. The only book he wrote was Social Contract. He was against classes. Other historiographers were Kant and Condorcet during this period. So, thank you. Next slide, we will be looking into other modern historiographers.